Hello. Do you know that in most broken marriages, what led to the separation is not always an incident that happened as at the time where the breakup is taking place? It's oftentimes is things that has happened that are unaddressed, that were not talked about, that has cumulated into big issues. In the elementary school, they teach our kids what they call the magic words. What are the magic words? Please and thank you. I did a little bit of research and I realized that most broken marriages ended based on very inconsequential issues, but that are left unaddressed, that now builds up to become big, salient problem. I call these things the error of familiarity. Most things that we don't give attention to because we have not been intentional enough about how we relate with our partner. So many of us, I've talked to so many women, they says, I love my husband, and then my husband knows that I love him. He knows that I will do anything for him. You tell him, when was the last time you used the magic word when it comes to marriage? I love you. Like not during sex, not when he buys you gifts. From the blues, you just think through and look at him and say, I just want to let you know that I love you. When was the last time you said that to your partner? Husband. Women are treated by what they hear. When was the last time you just from the blues, just tell your wife how much you appreciate and love her? You do those things when you just get together. But as people grow in marriages, we begin to undermine each other. We begin to take each other for granted. And we just feel like, at least he knows how I feel about him. I can't do that. Many times you feel like you can do that. See, evil resides in the hearts of human. You don't know what your partner is, what is going through his head. Sometimes you need that affirmation. Many women, as they grow older, their body mass changes. They begin to feel insecure with themselves and with their body. They begin to feel like they are not good enough. They don't look sexy and cheeky enough for their husband. They are worried about their husband might look at those young girls on the street of Lagos. They need that affirmation. They need the husband. You need to learn how to just affirm to your wife over and over. At every given time that it comes to your mind, baby, I love you. I just want you to know that. Don't ever assume that she's supposed to know. Ditto to the wife. The next magic word is gratitude. Sometimes we begin to, that one is called the error of see finish. You know what they call see finish? You take your partner for granted and you don't feel like it is not necessary to appreciate them for being in your life. You feel like it is not necessary to appreciate them for who they are and what they do, what they contribute to the family. I will address this more to the wife. I know it is your husband's duty to take care of you and take care of the children. If only you know how many useless husbands exist that don't do nothing for their wife, don't do nothing for their children. Then you will learn how to appreciate your husband that is doing the little he can do. It is his duty, he's the head of the household, he's the father of the children. But every time he pays school fees, come home and say thank you for being a loving father to our children. Every time he does something for you, don't ever feel so entitled to think that it is your husband's duty to do so. Dear husband, why do you think that it is your right to come back from work and meet food on the dining table? It is not a right, sir. It is a privilege. If your wife is doing it, it's a good thing. It's an amazing thing that every husband should expect and enjoy from a wife. But don't take it as a right. The problem we have is that our culture makes it feel like when you are married, you own your partner. Nobody owns anybody. If your wife decides to leave you, you can't force her to stay. When she's doing the duty of a wife, dear husband, make it a duty to appreciate your wife. When you come back from work and you meet food on the table, you finish eating, and they come in to take the plate from the table, call her by her name and say, thank you for being such an amazing wife. Thank you for the food. It tastes good. Some of you will still have the nerves to still complain about the food. No, now. The third magic word that I bring to you today is I am sorry. If only we learn how to be sorry. Sometimes it's not because you are wrong. It's because you are responsible. Sometimes, see, you have to always choose in marriage Do you want to be right or do you want to have peace? And this applies to both parties. You are not going to get any medal, any award for winning an argument. So stop trying to win an argument. Try to get a solution. The amount of problem that I am sorry can solve before things escalate, before things get out of hand. You are not winning competition with, you should not be in a competition with your wife as a husband. Sometimes women make flimsy excuses. Women come up with so much of things that don't make sense sometimes. Trust me, it's not just your wife. Every one of us deal with that. That's why they are women. She wants to start, she say you are not paying attention. You are not. I am sorry. Sometimes it is wisdom to just, I mean it. It's not just saying it as I'm sorry that it's like, shut up. Mean it from the depth of your heart. You will save yourself a lot of problems. You are planning to live long when you learn how to say I'm sorry. You are not winning any arguments. Your ego is just going to ruin you. And dear wife, if your husband have something to say about you, about what he doesn't like that you do, don't always do much of justifying why you do what you are doing. Because you see, you might have a reason for doing what you are doing, but it doesn't change the fact that it doesn't sit well with your husband. Just be sorry and leave it alone. It will save a lot of stress. If you can learn how to affirm your love by saying I love you, if you can learn how to say thank you to your partner, and you can learn how to say I'm sorry, I promise you, you will have to solve significant 80% of the problem you go through in your marriages, and you are going to have a very functional marriage and a very happy home. The problem we have is that we are from a part of the world where we don't take responsibility for our actions. We easily point out the wrongs that our partner are doing. When your husband, your partner is doing something wrong, it's easy for you to report him to his mother, to his family, to your pastor, to his own family. But when he does something good, how many times did you call people to tell them the good stuff he's doing to you? You don't tell anybody, but you see, you are feeding the monster in him, because you see, whatever you pay attention to grows. Whatever you feed will grow, will germinate faster. You are feeding the monster in your husband, where you are watering down with good virtue. Pay more attention in building the capacity, the positive side of your partner, than paying attention to their negative side. You are going to shaping that character in them and help them to do what they are doing better, to do more, and then do less of what they are doing bad. It is my joy that you have a peaceful and a happy home. I come with more of these tips. Please follow, like, and share. God bless you. I'll see you next time. My name is Victor King. Bye-bye.